Hello, Kelly here with Kelly's Sparkle Life on day two of our challenge. So yesterday we started our spring magic with the Aries new moon challenge, and every day I'm going to come to you hopefully earlier in the day, but today is the weekend, and so it's been getting to the computer. So, but yesterday we started with our intention, and so I put a link to the workbook, which I'll put again, but this was the mind map for yesterday's intention. And what I did was put in here what I want to do for the this new moon cycle. And I've been doing a lot of decluttering around. It's been a while since we've moved in, almost 4 years since we've moved into this house, and a lot of things have gotten cluttered and gotten just where we've moved some things around. We've my daughter who was living here moved out, so things have changed around the house, and I want to just go through each room and kind of evaluate each room, see how it's working, see how it's going, and make some changes, and then get rid of some stuff because there's lots of stuff that I just really want to get rid of that I just don't need anymore and we don't use anymore. And I want to streamline things that we needed when we moved in and we don't really need anymore. But I knew this was only 29 days, and so I didn't want to overwhelm myself. So what I did was each of these around here, I just put one room and two things that I want to do that I can do very easily in just, 30 minutes or maybe an hour. So I can kind of break it up, choose something for the week. And so it's very easy and very specific things that I want to do. So it's not like, organize my whole, for the library, I have organized books. And that sounds like a lot, but really organized books, the books are really organized. But there's just some kind of places that I want to put things in and take things out. And that is the amount that I want to organize there. So everything's pretty much done. So I'm just organizing things that I'm adding to these that I've been adding to the last few months. So that's how I did mine, and I'm going to keep this somewhere on my desk so I can look back at it. And the days I'm going to put this on my calendar so that I have days that I want to do that. So the rest of the pages are journal pages. So um, with each challenge that you get every day, then you can journal about it here. And there's several pages that you can print out and make more copies of if you want to, or you can journal in your own notebook from these things. But today, and we're going to cover lots of different things, some crystals, some astrology, some magic-y things, some just spring cleaning things, and some tarot things. And so today we're going to focus a little bit on crystals because today is my birthday. And my birthstone, since I'm a March baby, is aquamarine. And I have this piece of aquamarine here. And throughout my life, I've had different pieces of aquamarine jewelry. And a true jewel cut aquamarine, like a lot of birthstones, is expensive. And there's a lot of times not something that people can afford that often. So I like to use crystals to stand in for a lot of the birthstones. And each month, of course, you probably know what your birthstone is. But if you don't know, birthstones, January is garnet, February is amethyst, March is aquamarine, April is diamond, May is emerald, June is pearl, July is ruby, August is peridot, September is sapphire, October is opal, November is topaz, and December is turquoise. Now there's some play with these, and there's some things that you'll maybe have different ones, but these are kind of some standard ones that a lot of people go with. And so looking at those, and if you look at a lot of those things like diamonds or emeralds, to buy them, jewel cut emeralds or diamonds or things like that are expensive. And so you can use different crystals, and that's why I like using different crystals. Like for diamond, you could use clear quartz. For turquoise, there are some inexpensive turquoise pieces that you can use. For a pearl, you can use just a different, small, like a shell. that is related to a pearl. Um, and this aquamarine is a very rough cut piece of aquamarine that is, obviously not a very high quality. But that doesn't really matter when you're using crystals like this for to stand in for magic and to stand for your birthstone or your birth date that you're celebrating. So anything in February with amethyst, amethyst is really easy. You can find very inexpensive pieces of that, and garnet you can find inexpensive garnets as well. Emeralds, the same thing. Rubies and sapphires, you can find different kinds that stand in for those. But they're all great ways to, and even if you don't want to necessarily use or purchase one of those expensive crystals to use or stones to use, you can print out a picture of, one that you really like. Maybe you see one in a setting that you really like, but it might be beyond your budget. So you can just print it out and use it and use that energy. And that's the great thing about magic is there's lots of ways to tap into that energy, even when you don't have that specific crystal or that specific gemstone. You can still use a lot of that. You can use, if you're looking at a birthstone, you can just use a calendar that has the birth date, or a planner that has your birth date on it. And, maybe journal about your birthstone and how, what thing, how you've, maybe you don't know what it is and you're going to find out about it, or maybe you've known all your life what it is and maybe have some. And so you can journal about that. So that's something that you can do today as your second challenge is look at your birthstone, and I'll put a list of them in the comments. And you can also look up different birthstones for different months and see what other people have interpreted them, what they've been historically. Then look, if you have crystals, you can look at crystals that you have and look at those things. Um, and that might be a way for you to buy a crystal, is look something that is related to your birthstone that you can rely on. So I'll put that, and that's something that you can do. That's your challenge for today. Just look at your birthstone, see how you feel about it. Just do some journaling. Take 5 or 10 minutes, do some journaling. Have lots of journaling pages in your workbook that you can print out and use, and look at your birthstone. Maybe look at other people's birthstones too, and people in your family, and see how they relate to those birthstones, how that energy relates to them as as a person who was born on that month. So that's it for today, and I will see you hopefully earlier tomorrow morning. But I just wanted to pop in for day 2 and give you today's challenge. I'll put everything down in the link below, and you can download the workbook, and you can look up can use the chart to discover more about your birthstone. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you again tomorrow for day 3. Bye.